Hello. How are you? Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for showing up. I had an interesting little blast of information today. Oh, thank you, Neptune Blue 913. I haven't even done anything yet. I had a really interesting kind of blast of information from my guides today, and I just wanted to let you know to really hang in there. We think we know which way we think we know where things are going. We really don't. And I feel like watch July and August. Some big things are going to happen in July and August. We're also going to have some, how do I put this? Because some things I was just like, I can't tell anybody that. I can't say what this is, but we're going to have some key people passing. And I got that the elections is not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. And we're going to take all three branches, presidency, Senate, and House. And it's going to kind of devastate the Republican Party. So I got this just a bunch of information at once. It was very interesting. And I really got the message so loud and clear. Do not give up. Do not think that you know where this is going or how this is going. There's going to be ups and downs for sure, but this is all kind of culminating to something kind of big and very important. And so you hang in there. Okay. All right. So that's what I got. And as we get closer, I'll see how I feel about kind of letting you know some things. But for now, just know that there's going to be some key things that happen that are going to really change things. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Adam? Yay. Will Trump make $4 billion from his DWAC, the CPAC, SPAC? Shares. Basically, this is the operation which owns his losing money, Truth Social. Okay. All right. Let's look at these loans and see what's going to happen with these things. No money. I just heard no money. So he has no money. At least not the kind of cash that they're wanting from him. So, but I just heard no money. Yeah, I'm getting him. I think I got this. I can't remember if I got this last time on here or on Debbie's show, but I'm getting a flurry of like phone calls, trying to call, telling people you owe me. I did this favor for you. You owe me. And it feels like people in the country, out of the country, it's like a flurry of phone calls. So he's trying to scrape up the money that he needs. But I'm getting that a lot of people are, there's people like hanging up the phone. So I feel like people are not listening or not taking, or not, he's not as scary or the threat that he was. So some people are just like, whatever, I'm not giving you any money. So it's not going the way he anticipated. He's always been kind of able to bully his way through things. And I feel like this is a little bit different. Okay. So that's what I got right now. Joe Biden is looking tired. How's he feeling about taking on Trump in November? Okay. So I'm getting that the stuff with Israel and Gaza is having a real effect on him. That's what's like keeping him up at night. So I feel like he's very concerned. I feel like something's coming with that. Hearing ultimatum. That's taking a toll on him as far as his energy. I feel like it's taking a lot of energy. Something up his sleeve. I see food dropping from. I feel like they're dropping food or dropping supplies or something in to Gaza. And I'm seeing like truck after truck after truck coming in. So there's something they're planning with aid or something, or supplies and food. And I just saw the sign of the Red Cross. So there's going to be the Red Cross. Something is going on here with a huge, to me, this feels like a huge operation. As far as Trump, I'm trying to switch gears, but it's like there's a lot of effort going in here and a lot of stuff coming with that. With Trump, I feel like he's not worried. For whatever reason, he's not worried. He feels like it's a slam dunk. He really feels confident about it. For whatever reason, he feels very confident. So I don't think overly confident, but I feel like he feels good. Like he feels like, no, we're going to do this. He's also, there's a real kind of an anger and kind of a grittiness to his, he almost feels like, this is going to sound weird, but his energy almost feels like an old cowboy. It's very, it really is like he feels very sturdy, like he's been through a lot, he knows a lot, and he has a lot of kind of some swagger and some confidence. So, but he's not afraid. He's very confident. Okay. That's what I got. I didn't expect to get all of that. Sometimes like when I get all this stuff, I look at the question, I'm like, how did all that come from this question? But it does. It just kind of comes pouring in sometimes. Okay. SCOTUS is delaying Jack Smith's effort to hold Trump accountable. Does Mr. Smith have a counter plan? I've been wondering about this myself. I haven't looked at it. So let's look at this. I feel like what I'm seeing is he's coming up with a plan, because I see him running from place to place. So I feel like he's implementing a plan or putting together a plan for this. It's weird because I'm seeing stop, Luca. I'm seeing like you know how machines have, Luca, you know how machines have the wheels that kind of come together. Luca, go out. Luca, go out. The wheels that kind of come like in machines, like if you were looking at like an old timey machine and the cogs or whatever are spinning and going around, and they're the gears. Thank you, Don. They're working together. That's what I'm seeing. So there's some kind of, what would that tell us? I think that's his mind. I feel like the wheels are turning and he's coming up with a plan. And if it's moving, it's also telling me that it's working, like it's going to work. It's a plan that's going to work. Trying to get anything else I can get from that. Nothing rattles this guy. And he feels like, I feel like he's confident this is going to get done before the election. I got last time that he's going to be convicted of something during the summer. It's probably the Alvin Bragg one, but I feel like he's very determined and feels like we're going to get this done before the election. So he's putting a plan in place. He's getting it going. He feels like it's going to work, and he's confident it's going to happen before the election. Okay. At least one of them. I don't know which one, but one of them. Blockhead, James Comer. Oh, that guy is just, these people are just, they try your patience so much. Use them as your spiritual practice because they're just, practice your spirituality on them because they're so horrible. Okay. Blockhead James Comer finally got Hunter Biden into his community to interview him. The Dem said it's effectively the end of the investigation. Is it? Okay. There's something about their meeting that surprised them, surprised the Republicans. It surprised them. Unprepared. They were unprepared. They're starting to stop barking up the wrong tree. So they're starting to realize they don't, where they thought they had something, they don't have anything. So I feel like it's starting to sink in. And I feel like they're looking for other roads or other avenues. So I'm getting chills with that. There's something about this that has kind of sunk in that this is not really the direction we should be going, or this is not really the direction we really can go, because there's not really enough. But I feel like they're trying to move on to different roads, find a different road. There's so many change hands. So they're being paid to keep this up or keep this going or something. So I'm seeing, I just saw money go to him. So there's somebody funding the information that they get, or funding the information or something. But I feel like there's somebody, yeah, yeah, I'll just leave that there. I'm not sure what that is, but there's money changing hands. Yeah, Karen Louise, probably Russia. I just saw like literally like a hand a bunch of money. So they're being like paid to do this, paid to go down these rabbit holes and try to find something. Okay. The hush money case against Trump involving paying off Stormy Daniels is now moving front and center. Will this have meaningful consequences for Trump? Sir, yes. Yes, it will. Let me see what else I can get. Yeah, this may be the conviction that I saw. And it feels like shock, surprise. It's like, it feels like, so there may be a feeling like this is going nowhere, or this may not work, or this is, or whatever, how are they, maybe how they're portraying it in the press or something. But I feel like surprise and shock. Star witness. There's a star witness. There's a star witness that does really well. It's like they seal the deal. Trump is shocked. He can't believe it. So this is, if I'm seeing this, it's like, this is the road. If I'm following the energy of this, this is where it's going. And something about this feels like poetic justice, and kind of like it's in the stars. It's in his destiny, kind of thing. It's mayhem outside to me, it feels like just like a flurry of activity outside the courthouse, not like a few cameras following someone in. It feels like mayhem. Just tons. It feels like the OJ verdict. It feels like that kind of, like, the bigness about it, and like people there and outside, and people reacting and stuff outside, and momentous. I just heard momentous, so it's a big deal. And the shock again. I feel like everybody is shocked. Like on both sides, there's shock. So that's what I got. Alexander Smirnov, pronounced Smirnov, was arrested this week for lying to the FBI and Commerce Committee. He faces 20 years, I think. Will he go to jail, fall out of window, or get away with it? Okay, let's see. It's just, well, I heard two things: in a pickle and between a rock and a hard place. So he's in a mess. And he feels like he's stuck. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to turn. And he's in a lot of fear. He owes people. I don't know if people paid him or something, but I feel like he owes people. He has, they're going to pressure him. He has a lot of information. They're going to pressure him over a barrel. They have him over a barrel. They're going to pressure him to give things up. People give people up. And there are people that are out to get him. I feel like they're going to try to, this is the Bill Barr, Justice Department. So I feel like they're going to try to keep him safe to stand trial and get to the bottom of some things. But he has network. He knows of a network, or he's part of a network, or he's in a network, something about a network. But he has like key he has a lot of information. He has key information, and I feel like they're pressuring him right now, and they're gonna keep applying pressure to him. Yeah, they have him over a barrel. So yeah, I'm not gonna just repeat myself, but yeah, so that's what I'm getting with him. So I don't think he's gonna get away with it, and I think they're gonna try to get as much from him as possible. Yeah. Where's melanoma? What's she playing? Okay. I'm just getting the song Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide. So I feel like she feels a little bit like exposed and kind of trapped in her circumstance. And it's wait and see. So I feel like she feels a little bit trapped right now. Like everybody's waiting for the election. And I feel like she's going to like make a break for it, or make a break to make a break. It could be like breaking apart from the family. So she might make a break for it and like break herself off from the family after the election. But I feel like she's kind of in a holding cell right now, kind of waiting for what's coming. Because I feel like she's unable to kind of maneuver, or it does feel very cornered, trapped, kind of. Oh, Leslie, welcome to the club. So there's a trapped feeling, or a closed in feeling. But I feel like after the election, it's like I'm gonna like really make a break for it. I'm gonna really break off everything and yeah, get out of here, get out of Dodge. And I feel like she doesn't want the dirt on her. She doesn't want the slime. Even though it is, I mean, it's going to be the whole family. If your last name's Trump, it's going to be on you. So, but I feel like she really she doesn't like having this all over her, but it's going to be, but that is the feeling. Will Trump file for personal bankruptcy as a result of having to pay $83.3 million and $453 million in the next month or so? Also, it's true. Adam. Okay. Is 453 next month or so. Okay. I feel like he wants to sidestep or avoid bankruptcy this time, which is weird because he's the bankruptcy king, right? But it feels like I want to sidestep this. I want to avoid it. So let me see what I've always seen his Scotland golf course going. There's also something by an airport, or is that by an airport? If anybody knows, I feel like there's some like a property by an airport that's going to go. Or
well, Magalado is right under the air flight path, because whenever he comes out to speak at Magalado, you hear the planes like every 5 minutes.
Ah, okay. Somebody said it. Connie B said that the Scotland one is by a golf course. There's something that has something to do with. I mean, not a golf course. It's next to an airport. There's something to do with an airport. So it could be, but it could be Mar-a-Lago. Although I always felt like that would be the last one. Like he'd keep that one and live in, stay in Florida, but if he stays in the country. But I always felt like that one might be the only one, the one left standing. And just as a side note, one of the things I got recently, I just like saw it out of the blue, was his wife's remains being moved. So I think after he's gone, the kids might move her remains somewhere else. But I did see that, just FYI, that just kind of came out of the blue one day. So but I saw them like digging it up and moving her. And that may be when we discover what's in the casket. But or maybe there is something in there and they know that, and that's why they do that. But I feel like they move her. Yeah, I am actually getting that properties are going to go before he declares bankruptcy. I don't see a bankruptcy right now. And I feel like he's trying to sidestep it. He doesn't want to go that route. So that's what I'm getting. You guys remember before any of this happened, I felt like it was around, it may have been right after January 6th. I kept seeing Jared moving money around. Do you guys remember that? Because I that just came back to me, and I wonder if some things were actually moved at some point, or if Jared is just like protecting his own assets or something. But that just came back, was that him moving all that money around. But I saw that so many times during that period, and I just think that's what he was doing during that time. So yeah.
There was a news story earlier this week about him trying to move his New York companies, like several, because the Trump organization is not one organization, it's like 800 different entities. And he was trying to move some of the big ones from New York to Florida, and they caught him and were able to put a stop to it. But had he succeeded, there was a theory that he may have been able to argue that they didn't apply to New York law and therefore had kind of like escaped.
Ah, interesting. That is interesting. Oh, yeah, that was, yeah. They like your back cave, Adam. That
it's all lighty right now.
It's very lighty.
Things, all the lights like activate.
Okay. Oh, funny. It is bike disco, computer bike disco, back cave. Mark Meadows has so far been denied any immunity based on his White House roles. Will SCOTUS give him the relief he seeks, but doesn't deserve? Okay, let's see about Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows. So the Trump people are going to kind of see him as a traitor. I think he's going to fall into the Pence category where people are going to be really angry with him, because I feel like he's just spilling his guts. I don't see any relief for him. And I feel like, some of these people may not go to jail, but they're going to be in a prison of some kind. Not every prison cell is going to look exactly the same. And I think with him, it's going to be everything that he, all of the times he like sold out and sold his soul. And so, did, that it all comes to nothing. He has nobody will work with him. He has a terrible reputation. nobody on either side trusts him. So it's kind of like he just kind of fades out. And it's kind of that's kind of his prison, his hell, that he kind of has created through his actions. All of these things are, and that's one of the lessons for all of us, right? Is this cause and effect, this, karma, right? That's what karma is. It's cause and effect. It's you do something and there's a reaction to it, and it comes back to you in some form. And these people have been, we just know about it for as long as we've known about it, but they've been doing stuff like this for, look how long. Trump's been screwing people over and doing the things he's been doing, and running scams, and even a cancer charity scam. That cannot be good karma. It cannot be. So it's, some people take longer to get, to have things come back to them, but it seems to always, it always happens. Even if it's after they're gone, they have, it will come back to them. That I think of that guy in England, Adam, that Seville guy that passed away, that he was, you know who I'm talking about, Adam?
No.
Seville, the guy, the talk show host that had been.
Oh, Jimmy Savile?
Yeah, Jimmy Savile. Sorry, Savile. Yeah. That guy, he died. But there'd always been all these rumors, and there was all this stuff. And then the documentary came out, and they took his name off the street, and they took back all of the things they had given him through his life. So it catches up with you. It comes back in some form. It's a law. It's a law we live under. So it's like gravity. It is what it is. So yeah. So that's going to be his thing. Is that's what I'm getting for him. I know, Jimmy Savile. That is just a really interesting documentary. Hard to watch, but very interesting.
I grew up with Jimmy Savile. I wanted to sit on his knee. I'm glad I didn't now.
Yeah, you didn't. Your mom was a wise woman. He's like, nope, that's not great. When Trump listed off thanking his various horrid family members at a recent primary win, they are horrid. He missed off Eric and Laura Trump. Did Eric cry? Oh, Deanne, welcome. Welcome to the club. We have lots of fun. All right. Eric, let's see how Eric's reaction. He was actually kind of miffed about it. He was actually, they're all, you can see all of them being very petty and babies, because they have the example of the biggest petty baby, which is their dad. So they're, but he seemed a little miffed about it, and a little bit like, yeah, I'll just say he wasn't happy. He seemed a little irritated by that. And he realizes that people had to remind him. It's not like it came to him, or that he had special because they were there. He had a special thing to say. No, he forgot him, and so I feel like he feels like he's sacrificed a lot. He's been there. He's never like wavered in his support and things like that. So I feel like he was annoyed. He was annoyed about it. The Dobbs decision is now impacting IVF, and Republicans are paying lip service but still blocking fertility for women. Will this play a big role? And you better believe that it will. every time I see something on that, I just get this feeling that it's enraging women in a way that I don't think they understand, really. I don't think they get it at all. Because they're in that bubble, right? That whatever that is, that kind of, Christian donor kind of, bubble where they just, think they're doing God's work. And a lot of people aren't in that bubble, and they are furious and enraged. I also feel like there are people who were like, well, had no idea that the real impact of it. They didn't really get that, like, oh, it's going to affect women's health. Like, some people were genuinely like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I didn't see that. Too little, too late. But there are people that are coming to the realization of, like, this is not what we thought, or this is not what we thought it would happen, or this is not what we thought it was. Some buyer's remorse, basically, from some people. Okay. And the more that I think everybody, at least everybody who did like tarot cards, got the Queen of Swords. They always kept getting the Queen of Swords. Oh, thank you, Michelle Maybell, for being a member for 26 months. Oh, I'm so glad you liked your orb session. It was my pleasure. So when I think of that, I think it wasn't one woman, it was women, because it's women that are going to take him down as a whole. And when I think of the Queen of Swords, I think of, they keep talking about the women in the suburbs and college educated women. And I always think of the Queen of Swords as kind of being like kind of tough, but also smart. Really gets it, understands, and also knows the truth. They've got that sword, and I always think of that. But I know that was always a whole thing, is who's this woman? Who is this woman? And I for sure felt like Nancy Pelosi was one of the women. But I felt like it's going to be women. It's going to be women that take him down. So yes, absolutely. And I think they don't get it. Like I said, they live in the bubble. They don't quite get it, but they will. And it will, and it also will be remedied. I feel like it's that we're not quite seeing how it will be fixed, put back in place, these things put back in place. But I feel like when they're back, they're solid. They can't be removed again. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't think they understand how angry women are. I don't think they get it. Dead air. Or maybe they just don't care. I mean, that's it. They may not, that, like I said, I feel like there is a few reasons why they're doing this to women. But and I'm sure there are ones that just don't care. But I also think they don't get how angry women are. They just don't get it. They think, oh, they'll get over it, or, oh, whatever. But they don't understand. They will understand. They will. And they'll realize we need to get out from under this. This is going to just keep killing us over and over again. So, yeah. Is Judge Eileen Cannon overstepping? Will she be with the documents case through the end, or do you see her? I've always seen her getting ousted at some point, but I'm going to look. I will look again. Sorry, I need to move my necklace around. It's bugging me. Okay. Eileen Cannon. I just saw her throw all the papers up in the air. So she may quit. She may leave. She may decide she doesn't want to do it or something. At least that's the way I'm kind of interpreting it, that she may be like, I'm done with this. There's going to be a kind of a punishment too. It almost maybe some kind of like some kind of like disciplinary action or something that kind of holds your feet, kind of punishes her a little bit. So I do feel like she's going to actually do. Kind of feels like something is coming that she does, because everything I'm feeling, it's like it's out of proportion with what she's done so far. So I feel like something's coming. She's going to overstep in a way that is over the top. It's just like, no, you can't. Sorry, you can't do this. You clearly cannot do this. So that's what I'm getting. Texas is trying to kick Ted Cruz to kink or the nearest trash can. Any hope they will succeed? Okay, Ted Cruz. I feel like someone who is Mexican might take his seat. It's heard immigration too, so they may have like an immigrant background or an immigrant story or something like that. It feels like a man, and something about education as well. Military and something about education. So I feel like, yeah, he may be out. Is this guy in the race already? Is Beto running again?
No, Beta's not running. Looks like Gutierrez.
Oh, is that okay?
Democratic candidacy. Sorry, I'm reading on the fly.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
because I feel like it might be someone who is like of Mexican descent that's going to take the seat.
Oh yeah, Colin Allred. I saw him the
eventually.
Other day. They've got a good candidate against him, the Dems. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, that's what I'm getting right now. I mean, it can change. Obviously, it can always change, but that's what I'm getting. For some reason, that person just stepped forward. So,
so just Gigi by the Sea said 2 Dems are within 1 point of Cruz, Colin Allred, and her guy, State Senator Roland Gutierrez of Uvalde.
Okay. So. All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. That's okay, Dan Artist Painter. We've been waiting for you. Is there any chance Ginny Thomas comes back under investigation? The rescuing heavy clearance? Yes. It's weird. I was just talking about her tonight with Adam, and I said, well, with them kind of stalling this immunity thing in the Supreme Court, I did feel like Ginny Thomas is going to come up in that case. And I'm like, he doesn't want Ginny Thomas to come, Clarence Thomas doesn't want Ginny Thomas to come up in that case. Because I do feel like she's part of it. I don't feel like it's like charges, and I don't even feel like she's really like a witness, but I feel like she's mentioned, it may even be the stuff we know from like the January 6th stuff, but it feels like she comes up. Every time I look at her, she seems weirder. Like, I really do think there's something unraveling with her. She almost has like a more mellow, but a similar, almost like Mike Pillow vibe. That kind of very, like, completely has drunk the Kool-Aid completely. Yeah, she's been in a cult before. Yeah, thank you, Anne. That's exactly, and that is kind of what it feels like. It very dedicated, but has some really weird ideas and believes it. Really, she really does believe it. Or the stuff she's saying, she really. But it's, to me, she talks to weird people and she reads weird, like, publications and stuff. She gets her stuff from weird sources, and but she believes it. She thinks it's true. And it's so, to me, it almost seems like it's so over the top. And so you could obviously tell it's not true, but she believes it. She really does believe it. Kind of reminds me of the Q people. That feeling, just kind of believing any weird, thing out there, but that's kind of how it feels. So yeah, she's not going to, I don't see her being convicted or anything like that, but it does feel like she comes up several times, so yeah. Oh, Gutierrez, his dad is Cuban. Okay, all right. It just felt kind of like an immigrant kind of, vibey thing. So that's interesting, or an immigrant background. So that would be great if that was the case, and that would be, yeah, that would be great. Rachel Maddow called Trump Uncle Ramble Flanders. Does Trump have dementia? Because at least one expert thinks so, based on how he makes up words that sound like real. He's doing it on purpose. I don't know if you guys heard, but he's doing it on purpose. It's all an act. It's all a brilliant act. Okay. It's yeah. Okay. All on purpose. Dementia. So all of this is entertainment purposes only, but I'm getting that it is, it's years of substance abuse. That's what I'm getting. And I feel like it's damaged his brain. And because he's getting older, it's really starting to take effect. And it has, because I'm getting, yeah, it has, it's almost like it's accelerated it's accelerated dementia. So had he never done this, maybe this wouldn't be happening till like 10 years out or something. But because he has abused, and this is just entertainment purposes only, abused substances his whole life, it's yeah, it's cumulative. Thank you. It's kind of a combination, but it's not just. It's almost like it's not just one thing. It's a culmination. It's accumulating a lot of things, and it's accelerating whatever's happening with his brain. It's accelerating it.
I will say that Lawrence O'Donnell had a really interesting show earlier in the week when and I thought this myself, if you watch some old Trump interviews, he's actually quite, believe it or not, like there's some eloquence there and the salesmanship, and he doesn't like use the repetition and the run-on sentences, and it's so striking when you see them put together. And then I thought it was very interesting, the one expert talking about the word substitution, because it's something that's very unusual, right? It's not like using the wrong word. It's using words that they're made up, but they sound.
Don't you remember the oranges when he was trying to think of origins?
Yeah, the origins.
Like oranges, orange, and he just kept saying it because he could not think of the right. It's kind of the Nikki. He was trying to think of Nancy, but it wouldn't come to him. So he just kept repeating because he was trying to find the word. He can't. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, lost cognitive ability. Yeah, there's an acceleration because of the years of drug abuse. So, will Laura Trump head up the RNC and be the next Rona? Will this inevitably lead to Trump siphoning off RNC funds like we all expect? Yes, let me see how likely that is, because that's exactly what I thought. If she gets in, they're just going to steal that money and take it for him, and everybody else is going to be hung out to dry. They won't have any money for anybody else. Let me see, because I felt like there was a push against her getting in, because it would spell disaster for the rest of the candidates. They'd put everything towards Trump's chaos, and everybody else would be hung out to dry. So let me see how I'll just see how likely it is that she'll get in, because I did feel like there was like pushback, almost like anonymous pushback against that idea of her being in there. So let me just see. So I feel like Trump is applying pressure right now, but I feel like Putin's going to weigh in, or he's going to, something about Putin is coming in. So I feel like he's going to put his finger on the scale, because I feel like right now it is about 50-50, but I feel like there's going to be more and more pressure applied. So she may actually get in. But all I can say is if she did, it would be awful for them, but it would be great for Democrats, because nobody would have any money to spend. They would just take it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Nikki Haley's called for Elaine says Nikki Haley has called for the RNC vote, and been outspoken about DT getting the money. Good. Yeah. I mean, it would be, like I said, it would be really, really bad for them, because he would just take it. And Laura isn't, Lara, whatever her name is, she's not anyone who pushes back at all. She just do what they say. She doesn't have any problem with just doing what they want. So yeah. From the mailbag, there's a rumor that Wendy's is testing surge pricing. So a hamburger at 7 p.m. is more expensive than at 3 p.m. Margot's question is, what would their late founder, Dave Thomas, say about it? Okay, let's see. I just heard it's a ripoff. So that's what he'd think of it. It's a ripoff. I just heard that. It's a ripoff. So I think that is what he would think. Let me just see what comes up if I just ask what would he say? He does. To me, it feels like I don't. I don't. This isn't like a full channeling or anything. I don't. This was meant to be like for families and for working people, and it's like it goes against the idea. It's not good. It's and it's kind of, it goes against what it was meant to be, basically, is kind of how it feels. So yeah, and it's a ripoff.
Funny. So I hadn't heard of this, and the funny thing is I'm out doing my deliveries with Uber Eats and DoorDash every day as part of my semi-retirement experiment. But when you type into Google Wendy's, the first thing that comes up is Wendy's surge pricing. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it didn't go well for them. So it's already in the chat. They were saying they've already basically walked it back.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's that's good. Maybe they're hearing him. Saying that's not good. Arizona Republicans are trying to advance a bill allowing people to legally kill trespassers aimed at legalizing it's aimed at legalizing the murder of immigrants crossing ranch land. Could this pass? So interesting when this stuff comes in. It's like, it's interesting when stuff comes in about something I know nothing about. But they're saying that it's going to be basically no, because there's some law in Arizona that it's like it already kind of covers trespassing, or it already covers, like this would be a separate bill that's really aimed at immigrants. And it's like, it's going to be argued, I feel like, no, we don't need this because we already have this other bill that covers people trespassing on property or something like that. But it feels like that's going to be the argument. It's almost like it's not needed. It's overkill. That is like what's going to be argued. And it's like it's pandering. It's gross, but it's also like it's totally unnecessary, and it's overkill. It's just taking it's just trying to once again literally target immigrants. So it's like, no, it's not needed, basically, is the way it's coming to me, or the way it will be argued. It's like, it's not needed. We don't need that. I know, Rob. The GOP is always looking for people to reason or excuse to shoot someone. I know. Well, they need something to do with their stockpiles of weapons they've stockpiled. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. One final question from the chat, because it's super important. Did the Supreme Court intend to stall the prosecution of Trump by hearing the immunity case? So I heard playing ball. So I feel like they needed to look like they're playing ball. So somebody's, I don't know if it's just a member or two, but I feel like they're pressuring them to help Trump as much as possible. So I feel like if they do this, it looks like they're playing ball. So yeah, I don't think for all members, I feel like it's just a couple or two or three. It's like it's to look like we're helping. I don't think it's going to take as long as people are saying. I know some people are like, they may not do it till June or July. To me, it feels more like March or end of March, early April, something like that. So, but I feel like it was for appearances, like to look like we're helping in some way. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Thank you, Constance Campbell. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to, the next time we do this, I will be in England doing this. I'm going on Saturday, not tomorrow, but next Saturday. All right, everybody. Thanks, Adam, for all your help. Yes, I did. I wanted time to name check. Well, it's, we did over an hour. It's good. All right, everybody. So thank you so much, everyone. If you want me to name check you, just write your name in the chat and I will do that and tell you thank you very much. Thanks as always, Adam. Thank you. Any other moderators that jumped in? Thank you so much. Oh, Dan met David Thomas. Nice. So Dan, artist, painter, kindred spirit, thank you so much. Connie B, Kelly S, Meg K, Ann Sands E. Thank you so much. Susan Bame, Pat Rainville, Sharon Donnelly, Frida Stinger, Adam, yay. Sherry H, Ms. Willie, Roxanne M, Constance Campbell, thank you again for the super chat. Craig Dixon, Grant Info, Roxanne M. I'll get your question next time. Sorry about that. Lillian Frederickson, Colleen, Kelly S. Frida Stinger. It looks like they're helping Trump. If that's what I was going to say, Kelly. It looks like they want to look like they're helping Trump. Look like they're playing ball. Frida Stinger, Jonathan New, thanks so much for hanging out. Grant Info, Kindred Spirit, Pat Rainville, Sharon Donnelly, Awakening with Susan. Thanks so much for hanging out. Anita Coldplay, Azalea, thanks so much. Lisa Berryessa, Dawn Broadbent, Kat M, Azalea, again, sorry about that. Sweetie Darling Lulu, UB Jr., Patricia Frenzino, Jan the Seeker, Jan the Seeker Tarot, sorry. Carol Gallagher, D. Rose, Pat Rainville, May Kay, thanks so much for hanging out. Celeste, Cynthia Pierce, Ann Sands, I did that one. Ann Sands E, Anita Coldplay, PBJ, thanks so much. Debbie Prusky, Cap 3, Susan Bame, Lillian Frederickson, Roxanne M, Rhonda, Janice Connett, thank you so much. Lama Bryant, Kimmy G, Gigi by the Sea, Jamie Johnson, Sandy Party, Celia Lilling. Thanks, Kelly. Diana Hill, Ariana Paul, Janet McClendon, Tish L, Pamela Stevens, Noelle Douglas, Cosmic Toga Party. Wow, everybody's here. Everybody came to the party. Tina Pruitt, Constance Campbell, Celestial Lightworker, Sherry Bore, thank you so much. Rita Stanger, Jane Finley English, Janet Hoke, yeah. Leslie Tangi 0906, Obsidian Iris, Joanne Johnson, thanks Craig, Celia Lilling, and Kevin's Loving Vibrations, thanks so much for hanging out, Kevin. Bonafide Gail, Sweetie Darling Lulu, Diane Silky, J Cat Lady, Steph S, Lucretia Valdez, Black Boots, Joyous, Connie B, Marie Olga, Jane the Secret Tarot, War in Ukraine, Stephanie Staley. Good night, Luca. Thanks, John. I'll say goodnight to her for you, or to him for you. It'll be put out midway. Tara Vincent, A Lady, Fritz Charming's mom, thank you so much. Wendy P, Roxy, Anna Hart, Jess R, thanks so much. I will try to have a good trip. It's such a long trip. I'm already looking for like things to do on the plane to help me sleep and things like that. Steph S, Janet Hoke, I already said that one. Sorry, Lisa Dobell, Sherry H, Mary D, Gigi by the Sea, Stephanie Staley, Miss Beach Boxer, Tara Vincent, Prairie Griffith, thank you so much. Marvita Dragonfly, and Craig Dixon once again. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back this Sunday for Let's Chat on Sunday. The following Sunday, I'll be on an airplane, or I'll be, getting into the UK that day. So I will was doing an overnight flight, and then we'll be back the following Sunday. So the 10th I'll be off, but the one before we're here, and then the one after we'll get going again. Be Free, Lily Rose. Oops. Winnie P. Doobity doo. Lily Rose, Foxy Roxy, Marvita Dragonfly, Gigi by the Sea. Okay, everybody, have a good night. I will see you. Oh, Marvita Dragonfly. I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a good one.